This is the FBI's 10 Most Wanted Fugitives list. It has existed since 1950. Only about 540 people have ever been on it. The list is not a ranking of the worst criminals in America. It is a working tool. Every person on it is someone the FBI believes the public can help catch. Some are caught within a day. One is still on the run after 11 years. One may have been dead since 2018. As of July 2026, the FBI list has one open slot and 9 of the most dangerous, most patient, most protected fugitives in the world. We're going through every single one. What they did, how they vanished, and what it will take to bring them in. Sylmar, Los Angeles, August 15th, 2019. It's a warm Thursday afternoon in a strip mall parking lot on the north end of the San Fernando Valley. Outside a business called the Hair Icon Barber Shop, a 46-year-old man named Jabali Dumas is standing in the open air. According to LAPD, a man walks up to him at close range. Then LAPD Chief Michelle Moore later stated the gunman fired 9 rounds from about 30 feet away from a semi-automatic handgun. Dumas is struck in the head. He dies at the scene. The gunman disappears into a waiting vehicle. This wasn't a robbery. Investigators believe it was gang violence, but not the kind you might expect. The FBI describes Cardenas as a member of the Pierce Street Gang, with associations to the Pacoima Van Nuys boys, also known as the Anybody Killers. The barbershop was known to police as a hangout for rival gang members. Whether Jabali Dumas himself was ever the intended target or a bystander misidentified in a rival's territory has never been publicly resolved. Omar Alexander Cardenas was born on March 23, 1995, in Los Angeles County. He was 24 years old that day. He goes by the street name Dollar. He's between 5'6" and 5'7", weighs between 240 and 300 pounds, and almost always wears heavy prescription glasses. Investigators warn he may travel armed. In April 2020, Cardenas was charged with murder. By then, he was already gone. Federal warrants for unlawful flight followed in September 2021. The FBI believes he crossed into Mexico. He may be living in Sonora, Sinaloa, or Guerrero, possibly working in construction. In March 2026, the FBI raised the reward for information, leading to his arrest to $1 million, 10 times the original amount. One shooting in one strip mall in one afternoon. That's how you end up on this list. Cardenas is the story of a single gunshot. This next one is the story of an entire criminal empire. Yulan Adonai Arshaga Karias, known as Porky, is described by U.S. prosecutors as the highest-ranking leader of the MS-13 gang in all of Honduras. MS-13, Mara Salvatrucha, began in Los Angeles among Salvadoran refugees in the 1980s. It is now designated as a transnational criminal organization by the U.S. government. Arshaga Karias allegedly sits near the top of its Honduran leadership tier. In September 2021, a federal grand jury in the Southern District of New York unsealed an indictment charging him with racketeering, cocaine importation conspiracy, and possessing machine guns in furtherance of drug trafficking. But the reason his name became internationally famous wasn't the indictment. It was what happened a year and a half earlier. Inside a courthouse, February 13th, 2020, Archaga Carias is being transported to a hearing in El Progreso, about 17 miles from San Pedro Sula. He's facing extradition to the United States. As the transport arrives, an armed group storms the courthouse. Some of the attackers are dressed in military police uniforms. Investigators believe this was deliberate camouflage. Gunfire erupts. Police and military personnel are killed and wounded in the ambush. In the confusion, security footage later shows two escort teams, one leading a decoy, one shielding a figure in a black tunic that concealed weapons and ammunition. That figure was Archaga Carias. He walked out of the courthouse a free man, and he has been at large ever since. The U.S. reward for his capture has climbed steadily. In 2021, the FBI offered $100,000. By 2023, the State Department had added $5 million more. By 2025, the total offer was up to $10 million. One of the largest active bounties on any fugitive on the list. He is considered armed and extremely dangerous, and he is believed to still be in Honduras, protected by the network he built. Not every fugitive on this list is a gang boss or a cartel chief. Some are ordinary people, which is what makes them so difficult to find. Hanover, Maryland, April 12, 2015. Two managers at a Dunkin' Donuts are closing up for the night. One of them is Palak Patel. She is 21 years old. She is originally from Gujarat, India. She has been in the United States for less than a year. The other manager is her husband, Bhadresh Kumar Chetanbhai Patel. He is 24. He is also the last person to see her alive. At approximately 9:30 p.m., surveillance video shows them walking together into the kitchen. They pass out of the camera's view. Before midnight, Palak Patel is dead. Investigators later find her body with blunt force trauma and multiple stab wounds. The exact number has never been publicly released. This is a case investigators describe as the murder of one person by their spouse in an argument that turned lethal, and then a disappearance that has lasted more than a decade. The FBI believes Bhadresh Kumar left the store, walked to a nearby apartment, packed his belongings, and took a taxi north to a hotel near Newark Liberty International Airport. The last confirmed sighting of him is at Newark Penn Station on the morning of April 13th, 2015. After that, the trail goes cold. His U.S. visa had already expired. His family, community, and language ties are all in Gujarat. Investigators believe he may have made his way to India through Canada, where extradition would become extraordinarily difficult. He was added to the FBI 10 Most Wanted list in April 2017. In March 2026, marking the case's 11th anniversary, the reward was raised to $1 million. The people who worked with Palak Patel still remember her. Her family in Gujarat is still waiting. And a woman who came to America hoping for a new life is still, more than 11 years later, waiting for justice. This next name is a first. Never before, in the 76-year history of the FBI 10 Most Wanted list, has the primary charge been cybercrime until March 12, 2026, when Anibal Alexander Canelon Aguirre became fugitive number 540. The technique is called ATM jackpotting. A crew installs custom malware onto a bank ATM, usually by exploiting a service port under the machine's chassis. Once the malware runs, the machine can be commanded to dispense every bill it holds, with no card, no PIN, and no account link. Whichever crew member walks up next simply collects the money. Canelon Aguirre is not accused of driving the getaway car. He is accused of writing the software. In December 2025, a federal grand jury in Omaha, Nebraska, charged him with conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to commit bank burglary, and intentionally damage protected computers, conspiracy to commit money laundering, and, critically, conspiracy to provide material support to terrorists, because U.S. authorities allege the money, millions of dollars, siphoned from hundreds of financial institutions across the United States since at least January 2024, was flowing back to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which was designated a foreign terrorist organization in 2025. The crews are believed to have entered the country from Venezuela, hit ATMs across multiple states, and moved on before the losses were even reconciled. Canelon Aguirre is 49 years old. Investigators say he was continually updating the malware, patching around bank security patches, expanding it to attack new ATM models, and staying one step ahead of the industry defending against him. The FBI is offering up to $1 million. He is believed to be operating from Venezuela or Mexico. The Schuylkill River winds south through Philadelphia. In the summer of 2014, it became a crime scene. August the 27th, 2014. 3 men, Vu Huyn, Viet Huyn, and Than Vuong, are lured to a home in southwest Philadelphia. The Huyn brothers and Vuong had been receiving marijuana on consignment from a Vietnamese street gang called Born to Kill, also known as the Canal Boys, based out of Queens, New York. They had gambled away most of the proceeds. They owed the gang more than $100,000. The gang sent 3 men from New York to Philadelphia to collect. One of them was Trung Duc Lu. The 3 victims were tied up in the garage and beaten. About $40,000 was recovered. But that wasn't the end. What happened next is what makes this one of the most disturbing cases on the current list, and the reason Trung Duc Lu was added to the 10 Most Wanted. The 3 men were transported to a parking lot along the Schuylkill River. According to court documents, they were repeatedly stabbed. Then, one by one, they were thrown into the river, with buckets of concrete tied to their bodies. Than Vuong survived. Somehow, in the water, he freed himself from the weight tied to him. He swam out, he got to police, and he was able to identify the men who did this. Vu Huyn and Viet Huyn did not survive. Trung Duc Lu was federally charged with conspiracy to commit kidnapping, 3 counts of kidnapping, interstate travel in aid of racketeering, extortionate collection of credit, and conspiracy to distribute marijuana. By the time investigators put the case together, he was already gone. Authorities believe he fled to Vietnam, where the United States has no formal extradition treaty. He has been on the run for more than 11 years. In March 2026, the FBI added him to the top 10 most wanted list with a $1 million reward. 5 down, 4 to go. Halfway through this list, one pattern starts to emerge. The fugitives who stay free the longest are the ones with somewhere to go, a country, a network, or an organization big enough to hide them. The next 4 names take that idea to its extreme. Sinaloa, Sonora, the 2 Mexican states that produced the modern cartel age. Fausto Isidro Meza Flores, known as El Chapo Isidro, is described by the FBI as the leader of the Meza Flores transnational criminal organization, also called Los Mazatelecos. One quick clarification here, because it comes up a lot. Chapo Isidro is not the same person as El Chapo Guzman. In fact, he's one of Guzman's rivals. Meza Flores is a longtime lieutenant of the Beltran Leyva organization, a group that split from the Sinaloa cartel in 2008 and has been at war with it ever since. Since 2010, Meza Flores has been one of the Sinaloa cartel's most persistent enemies. His indictment alleges his organization has moved cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana into the United States for well over a decade. As of the FBI's February 2025 announcement, fentanyl was added to the list. The organization is described by U.S. authorities as heavily armed and heavily violent, with a history of gunfights, kidnappings, torture, and extortion across northern Mexico. He was nearly captured in the Sinaloa Mountains in 2010. His last confirmed public sighting was in January 2013 at a youth basketball game in Nuevo León. He has been out of camera range for more than 12 years. Meza Flores was added to the FBI 10 Most Wanted list on February 4, 2025. The State Department is offering up to $5 million through its Narcotics Rewards program. He is 44 years old. He is believed to still be operating out of Sinaloa and Sonora. There's a specific place in Venezuela where the gang known as Tren de Aragua was born, Tocoron Prison, in Aragua State. For years, Tocoron was less a prison than a fortified headquarters, with a nightclub, a swimming pool, and a zoo inside its walls, all operated by inmates, and it was inside those walls that 3 men, Hector Guerrero, known as Niño Guerrero, Johan José Romero, known as Johan Patricia, and Giovanni Vicente Mosquera Serrano, allegedly organized what would become Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua, Train of Aragua, has since expanded across South America and into the United States, where it has been linked to extortion, human trafficking, homicide, and organized robbery in more than a dozen states. In June 2025, Mosquera Serrano was added to the FBI 10 Most Wanted list, the first alleged leader of Tren de Aragua ever placed on it. The charges include international cocaine distribution conspiracy, cocaine distribution, and conspiracy to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization, Tren de Aragua itself, which the U.S. designated as an FTO in 2025. In June 2026, U.S. directed operations reportedly killed Hector Niño Guerrero Flores, the gang's principal founder, which, according to open-source reporting, has left Mosquera Serrano as the highest-ranking Tren de Aragua figure still at large. The State Department's reward for information leading to his arrest has been raised from $3 million to $5 million. He is 38 years old. He is believed to be operating in the border region between Colombia and Venezuela. Every other fugitive on this list is charged with violence, murders, gunfights, gangs, cartels. This one is charged with something different. Ruja Ignatova is accused of running one of the largest financial frauds in the modern history of the world. She was born in Rus, Bulgaria in 1980. She earned a master's degree in comparative European law at Oxford and a doctorate in private international law from the University of Konstanz. She worked as a consultant at McKinsey. In 2014, she launched a cryptocurrency called OneCoin. She marketed it in packed arenas around the world as the coin that would replace Bitcoin. Investigators later determined that OneCoin had no functioning blockchain at all. The coin values shown on the company's platform were generated by internal servers. Nothing was being mined. Nothing was decentralized. Nothing was real. Federal prosecutors estimate OneCoin took in more than $4 billion from investors worldwide. In Uganda, rural families lost the money they had saved to buy land. In Pakistan, investors handed over life savings. In the United States, the fraud unraveled. Slowly at first, then all at once. On October 25th, 2017, Ignatova was scheduled to speak at a OneCoin promotional event in Lisbon. Instead, she boarded a Ryanair flight from Sofia to Athens. Her bodyguard flew back to Bulgaria alone. She has not been seen in public since. There are two competing theories about what happened after she got off that plane. The FBI's official position is that she is alive. They warn that she may have altered her appearance, possibly through plastic surgery, and that she is believed to travel with armed security. In their assessment, she should be treated as potentially armed and dangerous. But a separate line of investigation, pursued by Bulgarian journalists and later reported by the BBC, alleges that Ignatova was murdered in November 2018 aboard a yacht in the Ionian Sea on the orders of a Bulgarian drug trafficker. Her body, according to that account, was dismembered and disposed of at sea. The BBC could not independently verify the claim. The U.S. State Department reward is now up to $5 million. In August 2024, a UK court ordered a global freeze on her assets. In June 2026, more than £8 million was seized from a Guernsey bank account and set aside for the victims of the OneCoin fraud. Whether she is on a yacht, in a villa, in the ground, or in disguise, the money she is accused of stealing is still, at least partially, being clawed back to the people it was taken from. Northeast Colombia. the Catatumbo region on the border with Venezuela. This is one of the largest cocaine-producing regions in the world, and one of the most heavily contested. The area is controlled in significant part by the ELN, the National Liberation Army, a leftist guerrilla group that has been active in Colombia since 1964 and is currently designated by the United States as a foreign terrorist organization. The ELN's Northeastern War Front, which oversees cocaine labs producing an estimated 200 tons of cocaine per year, is allegedly led by Wilver Villegas Palomino. In February 2020, a federal grand jury in the Southern District of Texas indicted him on charges of narco-terrorism, conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States, and international cocaine distribution conspiracy. According to the DOJ, the cocaine his organization produces is trafficked worldwide using semi-submersible vessels, small aircraft, and hidden compartments. The proceeds fund the ELN's armed operations. The State Department is offering up to $5 million for information leading to his arrest. He is 44 years old. He is believed to be operating on both sides of the Colombia-Venezuela border. He was added to the FBI 10 Most Wanted list on April 14, 2023, replacing Rafael Caro Quintero, who had been captured the year before. One thing worth noting: the ELN is a political organization with a stated cause, but U.S. prosecutors do not treat this case as a political case. They treat it as narco-terrorism, the funding of armed insurgency through the drug trade. Nine fugitives, but this is called the 10 Most Wanted list. Where's number 10? As of the recording of this video, the 10th slot is officially vacant, and the story of how it became vacant is one of the most extreme examples of what this list can actually do. On April 14, 2026, the FBI added Kashawn Nicola Roper, wanted for a 2020 shooting in Kansas City, Missouri, that killed one woman and wounded another. The FBI offered up to $1 million for information leading to her arrest. At approximately 10:30 a.m., the very next morning, April 15, 2026, she was arrested in High Springs, Florida, by local police, the Alachua County Sheriff's Warrants Unit, and the U.S. Marshals Service. Time on the FBI Top 10 Most Wanted list, less than 24 hours. That's the range of this list. Bhadresh Kumar Patel has hidden for more than 11 years. Kashawn Roper hid for less than 1 day. As of the recording of this video, the FBI has not officially announced fugitive number 542. When it does, that person will inherit the 10th slot on the world's most famous, most wanted list. Someone, somewhere, is about to have their photograph put on that page, and a $1 million reward, or for 5 million or 10 million, is about to be attached to their capture. The only question is who, and how long it will take to bring them in. Nine fugitives, 6 countries, more than $30 million in active rewards, $1 million for the LA gunman, $10 million for the MS-13 boss, $5 million for the crypto queen, $5 million for the ELN commander, $5 million for the cartel chief, $5 million for the leader of Tren de Aragua, $1 million each for the cybercrime architect, the Philadelphia River killer, and the Dunkin' Donuts fugitive. The FBI has always said this list exists for one reason: the public. Ordinary tips from ordinary people have brought down half of everyone who has ever been on it. Roper was caught in a day. Patel has been free for over a decade. Both cases are still open. If any of these names, faces, or details connect to something you have seen anywhere in the world, the FBI's tip line is at tips.fbi.gov or 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's the current list. See you when it changes.